Okay, this is my evaluation of the Litespeed Seatpost. It's $295 for this piece of junk. While it's marginally acceptable for road bikes, I think it's insane to even think about putting it on a mountain bike. The reason being is their stupid little clamping system. It compresses itself with these little wedges here. These little wedges right here fit in the center here with like a friction clamping force. The thing is, you can torque this down to the specified torque, but the darn thing will still move, especially if you have the saddle shoved all the way back or very far back or very far forward. It increases the leverage on this point here. And I've had it, dip down. I've got it real loose here. I've had it dip down when you hit a bump, or when you're riding and say your butt's here on the back of the saddle, and you hit a bump and you don't think to lift off. Even torque down to their specifications, you hit a bump and your saddle's going to twist or droop or rise, or even on the nose. It's not as bad on the road bikes because you're not hitting as many rough bumps. But off-road, $295 for this piece of junk. The clamp is atrocious. The adjustment is terrible. You've got to loosen it up, but in order to loosen it, you've got to actually smack, I'll show you over here, you've got to smack this Allen head with a wrench and get it to loosen up in this clamp. Well, and then it's still tight. So you're still trying to move it. And when you do move it, you move it a whole lot. So you can't fine tune it. It's just a piece of junk. For $295, you would think they would come up with a better way to clamp. Now, this is the clamp removed. And these are the little wedges. This is the wedge that goes on either side. There's really nothing to hold it secure in there but the clamping force. And it just doesn't do a very good job. You slide this in here, and then you wedge these stupid little wedges. Wedge the wedges on either side and tighten it down. It just doesn't hold it secure. You put a little force on those seat rails and it just slips. It slips. There's just no way around it. And for $295, give me a break. This is the best you guys can do. I think these are similar. These are like NV seat clamps. I guess they use, I don't know if they have the titanium one or not. But it's just junk. $295 for this seat post. This one right here. It clamps. It's hard to adjust because in order to move it, you've got to back the screw out and knock the wedges loose, and then the saddle just moves all over the place. So you need to mark it with tape or something to hold it in reference. Now my rip here is, this is what you get: 380 millimeters, 249 grams, $295 for this Litespeed Seatpost. Now, you can go to AliExpress. Now, this is a 350 millimeters, 259 grams, for about $89 for this Seatpost. Now, you've got to be careful because they have one that has some knurled nuts on the top of here. That's where you have to adjust it. But this one's a little heavier, but at least it's adjustable. It's minutely adjustable. You can back one out, tighten this one up, then tighten this one up. And you don't have to have two seat clamps, two different seat clamps for carbon, oval, seat rails, or just straight seat rails. My only thing that I could see where this clamping system would be a problem is possibly on a full carbon seat rail. This one has little metal inserts on it. This is the SMP saddle. But my only concern is if you have a fully carbon seat rail, whether these don't have a large platform of support for the rails. So I don't know if that could cause the seat rails to crack. Like I said, this one has metal shims embedded in the carbon rails, so it's probably not a problem. But here you go. This is $88 seat post versus Litespeed's $295 seat post. Given this one's about 10 grams heavier, 30 millimeters shorter, but dang, at least I can adjust it. Now this is on my road bike. Like I said, the Litespeed seat post, probably not as big of an issue on a road bike for moving, but adjusting it is one pain in the butt. At least, just because there's nothing for those wedges to grab onto. There's nothing that holds them except just the clamping force. And when you hit a bump, it can rotate that saddle forward or backwards, even with the specified torque. I've honked down on the bolt, on this bolt right here, on the mountain bike, and still hit a bump and still get the darn thing moved. Like I said, not as bad on the road bike, but if you have a solid straight seat post using this seat clamp, it's junk. Do yourself a favor. Don't buy it. Buy something else. Like I said, this $89 seat post from AliExpress is far better, even though it's a little heavier, probably due to a little extra weight on the top here. Far better than this piece of crap. But that's my ripping for it. Again, this is the AliExpress one here, made in China, 350 millimeters, 259 grams. And it holds, it stays. Oh, my only gripe is, in order to adjust this front one, I had to take an Allen wrench and cut it down. Cut the end of it off so I could get it in close. You're going to have to do that. You're going to have to buy an Allen wrench and sacrifice it to use this seat post. Just this Litespeed thing is a piece of crap.